Boom! There we go. Woo! I'm getting hot. It's another seminar. Woo! How am I gonna play? Woo! I was in another seminar, and I was like, "Woo! Are we gonna make it on time?" I didn't realize the time got away from me. And so, welcome to another fun edition of Tuesday with Todd. What do we do here? Yeah, we do whatever we want. We are playing with white toner today. We're playing with this guy. That's a tattoo paper right there. We're going to talk temporary tattoos. They're good for what you can use them for, ways to create money not only for yourself, but for organizations. So we're going to talk about all things temporary tattoos. And I'm looking forward to hearing from you because remember, without you, there is no show. So I need your participation. I need you to like, share, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Sharing most important. Get us out there. So we're gonna post. I'm gonna post links to where you can get it at, and we're gonna talk about different things with that. We've got a full mix of show. The other thing that we've got to talk about is upcoming. I need to find out who is going to. How's the mic? Yeah, reset the mic. Awesome. Stupid microphone. Stupid microphone. Let's see how we can fix the microphone. All right, here we go. There we go. Any better? I'm just gonna. You know what? I'm just gonna break down, and I'm just gonna buy a new damn mic. I've got a lot of. I've got now. This is the third different mic I've tried, so I think I'm just gonna stop spending under $50 on microphones and get new ones to see how much better that is. Because there's no reason for this. I can float in and out. How we can do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday on Morning Mindset and rarely need a mic reset. Tuesday with Todd, maybe just by the end of the day, it just feels like it's not in the mood. And so maybe that's the problem with it. I don't know. So you missed all that. We're going to talk all things temporary tattoos today. And I need your help because without you guys, there is no show. So we're going to talk about what things you can see as this. We're going to talk about how pricing works on it. We're going to talk about different medias that I've seen, different medias that I've used. And, it should be will it be an hour-long show? We can probably drag it along. Should it be? Probably not. We can get it done faster than that. So make sure to check in. Let me know where you're at. How's the weather in your area here? It is gorgeous. It's like 78 degrees outside. Beautiful here in the Midwest today. But it was a little chilly this morning when we got going on it. So let's check in with everybody. What's up, Chuck? Good morning to you. Renee, howdy from sunny, warm Chicagoland. Ooh, and it's 85 in Central Florida there with Chuck. Darren, hello to you. Carol, hello. And yeah, the mic, whatever. Garbage mic. Yeah, whatever. It is. If you have not had a chance to, make sure to reach out to Aaron. Wish him a happy birthday because it is his birthday, 13th of September. He'll be able to tell us what that thing is. It's like not the fear of 13 or whatever it is. Good things to hear it is. Yes, sounds funny. Glad that it's back. A lot better. Awesome. All right. FU, Facebook user. Now all is good. Well, FU, Facebook user, because I don't know who you are. So Facebook and Streamer don't always play nicely together, so we don't know who you are. Now, the way to fix that is if you just head over to our YouTube channels, which is fatdadlive.com or liveosg.com, which, as we're going to throw this out there as a reminder, eventually this show is going to only be available on YouTube and in our private members group. So it'll go away on our business page. It'll go on our regular Facebook page. It'll go away from all of that. So if you want to watch, you need to go to one of these locations. You need to either head to fatdadlive.com or liveosg.com. And why is that? So we can see the analytics better. We don't get a whole lot of information. We can see where people are coming from. And it's great for that because we can have people on, like 10 different channels and draw them in here. But when I want to try and direct them to one person, one channel, because, hey, let's be honest here. I need to make some ad revenue off YouTube, man. We're killing it on shorts, but we need to get over the hump there. So I think we're about like 500 hours away from being able to monetize. Then with that, then there'll be ads that can be ran. But most importantly for us, we will be able to then set up the groups and the memberships and the things on YouTube, which really will help because one of the things that I got asked about was pricing on things. And they said they don't appreciate, those were loosely kind words, that when we talk about pricing as far as what something costs us to make, because they said, hey, my customers can watch this video and they see how much something costs us. And And then they want to get all crappy. And I'm like, okay, I totally see that. So I won't talk about pricing any more than what somebody would be able to buy something for there. But as far as cost to produce, things like that, we're not going to talk about a whole lot of that anymore until we can get on the member side of things. And then, hey, that membership comes with the perks. You'll be able to talk more about pricing. We'll have the Tuesday with Todd on standard stuff, and then we want to deep dive into the pricing. That'll be on that side of it. So that'll be coming. I bet we're going to cross that 4,000 hour by the end of the month. I have my gut feeling says September we're going to pull that off. And then fourth quarter, we're really doubling down on Facebook. So you're going to start seeing more ads from us. Hopefully not really, though, because if our targeting is right, if you are currently watching us, you should not see any of our ads because we want to target people that haven't seen us. So we're going to be pushing more for that. And then we've got some good sales that are coming up in the fourth quarter. If you were in our training class last month, you got to see my fourth quarter marketing plan. You get to see the specials that we're going to run, the days that we're going to run them, who our target audience is. We got to see all of that stuff in our training last week, which was an amazing class. So if you came for our workshop boot camp last week, I really appreciate that. We had a great time in there, and we learned a lot from each other. How does that work? How does somebody who's putting on the class learn something? Well, we learn what people like and dislike. We learn what was good about the program, what was bad about the program, things that we could change and make better for the next time. So we're always appreciative of that feedback. And from the most part of the feedback that we got, the biggest part of it was, how enlightening it was, and things just as simple as finding your right customer, knowing that how important those things are. Because if we're not getting our message in front of the right people, then we're just wasting our money. It's pretty much like putting up a billboard. You're just putting it there, and hopefully the right people drive by and see it. Where when you come into social media marketing and using, your Facebook, your Instagram, your TikTok, wherever you're going to, and you can target the people you want to get to, that means you are spending your money to get in front of the people that you want as customers. So look for more on that. The other thing is we're really doubling down on video. We do lives now 5 days a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the YouTube. We do that for Morning Mindset, where, hey, let's start the day off right. Let's set some goals. Let's do a little general chit chat. Let's see how everybody's doing, and let's get ready to have a successful day. Then on Tuesday with Todd, this is kind of the how-to show. We talk about everything from business to building new products to testing new things out. So that's the how-to show there. And then on Thursday, we have our DTF bundle drop. Thursday, this one is going to be soccer. And then we're on the fence now. It's battling neck and neck if the next one is going to be cheerleading or the next one is going to be Christmas. We're right there. So you put in the comments, the next DTF bundle drop on Thursday right now is soccer. But the next one is soccer. The next one after that, should it be Christmas or should it be cheer? You guys tell me in the comments which one you think it should be. Other stuff we have coming is we've got the temporary tattoo. We've been testing those. We've got those, how we like the process of it. So that's dropping today. And then let me see if I can reach around the corner here. And then the next thing, that's that doesn't break. The next thing will be the transfers for the CPM transfers for the hard services where we can do things like that. So we're going to talk about that a little. And it's definitely going to help bundle package, put things together. There's still some fine tuning that needs to be done on this, and then make sure that we have our pricing in, because, hey, if we're not priced correctly, we're not going to sell, and then we're not going to make any money. So we want to make sure that we have that there. All right. Check in. Monterey, California is 65 there. That sounds gorgeous. Matt's been having mic issues too. Yeah. Mic is not fun. We tried the wireless one. My problem with the wireless one is since it is rechargeable, if I forget to recharge it, I can't just swap out batteries on it. So that was the issue there. We tried this wired one, may have dropped it a few times. So maybe I just need a boom one right here, and then we're good to go. So I will get in there and do that. Beautiful in Texas, 91. We're getting farther and farther away from the 91s. Kelly, don't know what the weather is. I never get out of my shop. Kelly, we need to get you some help. We need to get you something, up your prices so you can make the same amount of money in less amount of time, and then you can get out of your shop. Now, I make sure most days to get out of the shop twice a day. In the morning, we take the kids to school because I'm usually here in 6, and then I'll work until 7:30, take the kids to school, and then I have my hen chats. So I get together with the other moms because, I'm the only dad up there, and we do a little chit chat in the morning, 5-10 minutes, just see how everybody's day is going, and then At 2:25 in the afternoon, I stopped so we can go pick the kids up from school, and then we had a little chit chat there. So those are my 2 times to get out. Now, if it's garbage weather or I'm really busy, I couldn't. Like yesterday, I couldn't get out there, but today I made sure to get out of there. Tanya, hello to you. Ree, hello all to you. Cheek tattoos with mascots or school names for under eyes instead of black. That's a great idea. We're going to talk all about that stuff over there, and we'll be all set, ready to go. Jerry, hello to you. And Aaron has a nice mic. Yeah, Aaron never has problems with his mic, ever. And I think it's because it's solidly mounted. It's there all the time. Whereas me, I move around. And that's my problem with having a solid mount mic, is until we get a studio built and I can have a mic in there, when I want to move, I have to move microphones with me or go with wireless. And I said the wireless one, that's where I run into issues at, is not charging it, because I don't think about it. I don't think about it all the time. Okay. So what are y'all here for? Temporary tattoos. Now, temporary tattoos, there's some sketchiness to it. And what do you mean there's some sketchiness to it? It's because there's prices all over the board for it. When we're going through and we're looking at different stuff, and when we talked about getting the white toner, our biggest things for white toner was water slides, temporary tattoos, and being able to print white on hard surfaces, or hard surfaces in general, but specifically being able to do white and things like that. So, that was the main reason for getting that. White toner gets a really bad rap when it comes to apparel. And that can go for pretty much any decoration method besides sublimation. And the reason being is because when you add a lot of color to shirt, like this one has a lot of good openings and a lot of use of negative space, so that way the shirt can breathe. When you do a full design and it is not, does not have spot to breathe, it's going to be heavy. It's going to have a heavy hand. It's just going to not flow well. Why? Because it's a solid piece. It doesn't matter if you're doing DTF, whether you're doing HTV, whether you're doing screen print. You can get away and have a lot better feel. Different inks on screen print. DTG, you can usually get a really nice soft hand with that too. But that's the thing, is if you have a big design, you're going to run into that. Well, with white toner, you're printing on a paper that is putting toner, and depending on the material, if it's something that you're pressing that ink onto and then pressing there, you can have a heavy hand to it. It might feel a little off. Magic Touch has a really good system with their T1 and their T seal that really embeds it into the fabrics. And we won't do a whole lot of fabrics with the white toner, because we do have the DTF, so it'll make things more cost effective. But we will be testing that out here in the future. Now, for us, like I said, the big thing was being able to print on those hard goods, being able to print white on clear, being able to make the temporary tattoos, and being able, temporary tattoos. Oh, and the water slides too. Those were things that we have been asked for that we couldn't do before, and we had partners that worked with us, but we had enough of it going out that we said, hey, let's really seriously look at white toner and what we can do with it. And so that's what we brought in. And that's what our plan is to show you is, everybody knows white toner shirts and then bad rap. But let's talk about all the amazing things that white toner can do and what it can do for you. So if you are on the fence, do I buy it or not buy it? Because it can be a hefty investment, right? For ours, it's $8K. So you're at $8,000 for it. Now you can get a smaller one. You can get a different model one, that are in the $3K, or you can get ones up in the $14, $15K. The one that I would stay away from, the one that I've seen the most people have the most problems with, is the Uninet. I've seen a lot of people not care for that one. But on the Creo, which is pretty much a rebranded Oki, there is not nearly the issues with it. So, really do your research on when to buy it. For us, we've been looking for years, right? If anybody knows us, we have been looking for years on whether we should be able to, whether we should get it or not, and going back and forth. And finally, a decision was made. Yes, let's do it. And so we talked to the good folks over there at Magic Touch, and a deal was worked. And now we're able to have a white toner printer. And we're going to test out all the materials that we have on it. And this first one is going to be the temporary tattoos. So temporary tattoos, right? If you go to the place that everybody seems to go to when they're looking for stuff is Etsy. They'll Google and then they'll go to Etsy and look for stuff. And so I said, well, let's see what we have there. For temporary tattoos, you can get 20 2x2s, and it was $23. That was free shipping is coming with it. Another one had 5 2x2s, and that one was $11 with free shipping. Another one had a single sheet of a 6x9 for $14. Another one said 8 to 10 tattoos for a 6x9 is what they had on theirs, was $13. So these are all retail prices that they're selling them at. And so when we looked at it, we're like, hey, well, we know what our cost is. We know where we're at with stuff. How can we help people? Because we have to make sure, one, that it's worth it for us to print for others. Because if you guys can't sell anything and make a profit for it, then why sell it at all? But at the same time, we had to make sure that it made sense to us. So that's the first thing you do whenever you get a new process, is you need to run your own tests. Everybody will tell you, or not everybody, most manufacturers will tell you this is your cost per print, and you only have to sell X to make X, right? We've all heard that. If you buy this screen printing setup, you only have to print 50 shirts a month, and it'll pay for the payment on it. You get this DTF, you only have to print 100 feet of transfers, and it makes the payment on it. Yada, 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 right? Well, none of those know what it actually costs you to be in business. They don't know what your overhead is versus my overhead. If my overhead is $125 and yours is $65, that means you can get your ROI considerably back faster because it costs you less to operate. Now, if you're $250, that means, hey, you got to do more to get it. So knowing what your numbers are is super important when it comes to looking to see if these investments make sense. Because a lot of times it does just make sense to order transfers until you've built up the business that you can sustain either the payment or the purchase price of a new piece of equipment. And that goes for white toner, that goes for DTF printing, that goes for wide format printing, that goes for laser engraving. You do not need to bring everything in-house. What you need to do is you find good partners, and you work with those partners that are able to provide for you, so that way it allows you to do the stuff that you're good at. Go out and sell. Stick with the process that you love. I just had a conversation with somebody today where they really love embroidery, but they're up to their eyeballs in work right now, and they're just not sure when they're staying at the shop till 2-3 in the morning, coming home, sleeping a couple hours, and then going back in. And it's because they're doing everything, whether it's printing banners, whether it's doing DTG, whether it's trying to make transfers with the DTG, whether it's trying to do car wraps, whether it's trying to do signs. I said, here's the thing. What do you really love doing? They said, embroidery. Okay, then why are you doing all the other stuff? Well, because people ask me, and I said, yeah. I said, well, you can say that, but just don't do it, right? You can totally sub that out. We went through different people to sub different things out depending on what they were looking for. And I said, here, this is a prime example of it. You spent 4 hours waiting a design that you could have ordered transfers for, and I was told, what the cost of it, right? You spent 4 hours, and their cost to run their shop is $100 an hour. So I said, you spent $300 in labor doing that, and now you still have to press them. The transfer cost, because you had the cost of the weeding, which was 3 hours, $300. You had the material cost that was still in there because the material is not free, and then you still have to press it. So when we figured out the transfer cost was about $200. So I said, well, how much would it save you? I said, one, it would have saved you that $100 because you weren't there for labor. Two, it would have saved you the cost of the material because that was your material. Pressing time would have equaled out the same. So did it make sense to do that? No, it didn't make sense. I said, and here's the other thing. Those 3 hours you would have gotten back to do what you love, embroidery. So that's the thing, is just because you don't need to turn down every job, but you don't need to do every job either. You can farm stuff out. You can work with suppliers that will help you, that will produce things so you can work on the things that you want to do. The biggest thing is we all got into business to be able to have time, right? We love doing what we do, but we want to be able to make our own schedule. We want to be able to get to that point where we don't have to work 18 hours a day. Right? There's nothing wrong with that. Now, there's nothing wrong with the people that want to work 18 hours a day and feel that they need to do that. I'm just not one of them anymore. I realize that I love spending time with my family. I will get up as early as I need to get in there and work. But by the time 5 o'clock hits, I'm usually done. I want to be able to grill out. I want to be able to go to sports games, practices, whatever. But I want to be able to go attend events at night. I want to be able to do stuff on the weekends. And so that's why I schedule my day the way it is. And I treat this just like a normal job. I go in at my start time, I'm done at my end time. Things come in afterwards, that's it. People want to pay rush fees to keep me around longer, no problem with it. But you have to realize what's good for you in your business, because if not, what are you going to do? You're going to get burnt out. You're going to learn to hate something that you love doing. If you hate doing something, why are you doing it? And then look at, why are you hating it? What part of it are you hating doing? Is it all the extra labor that comes there? Is it the customer complaints? Is it people about pricing? Which people are complaining about pricing, raise your prices, because then all the bottom people that complain about pricing will just go away. They're not going to pay your prices. And the ones that will pay your prices are there. There's a big difference between that customer that complains over a $50 price and the one that'll give you a 500 and just say do it, right? So make sure you find your right customers. Okay. So, how does this all come together? Well, temporary tattoos. You're already doing work. Most of you are already doing stuff for schools. Most of you are already doing stuff for businesses. Most of you are already doing stuff for bachelor parties, weddings, things like that, right? So this is a simple upsell for you. This is another way for you to add a revenue stream into something you're currently doing. Now, as I was going through my list, and you're going to add to this list too, because we're going to talk, what are things that we can add for this and how can it work? So these are things that I have come across that where white toner, where the temporary tattoos made with our white toner printer will help us out. These are jobs either we have done or we have talked to somebody else who has done them for us, or one way or another, we've been involved with it. So first things was birthday parties. It was as simple as you take a picture of whoever the birthday boy, birthday girl is, you cut their head out, you put a little party hat on them for whether it's their 21st, 30th, 40th, 50th, 60th, whatever, and then you sell them sheets of temporary tattoos. So at the party, when they're going out, here you go, you can put them on it, It's super fun way to do it. It's just another party trick, another party thing to have fun. And that's the thing, when it comes to party, people want to have fun. That goes right into the bachelorette parties. All the fun little sayings that you can put on there for bachelorette parties, the good ones and the naughty ones. We do not discriminate here on what you want to put on there, but you're able to do that and have fun with it. The other thing that we're seeing the trend of is then putting the scan code on it for Venmo to buy the bride a drink. Scan this, buy the bride a drink. So you're able to put QR codes, which then leads us into the business side of things too. You've got a business as a QR code that wants to promote their stuff, temporary tattoos. Super simple, super easy to do. You can have that part of it on there. So that's another thing to add to it. When it comes to other party types, graduation parties, right? Graduations, right? Senior nights. So anything school related works out well there. Spirit wear is a huge one. Anything that you can do on the spirit wear. And that's what we're going to show you a couple of the things here tonight. We're going to show you two different ones that we're running with. But on the spirit wear side of things, it's huge, right? The cheek tattoos, the under eye things, like Darren was saying. There's so many different things that you can do with that, and you can make a fundraiser thing out of it. When you can sell them a sheet, and we're going to say you're going to buy these sheets, your volume is going to be $8, $7, right? You're going to sell them you're going to sell them for whatever you want your markup to be, $8, $9, $10. They're going to sell them $12, $15. And when you look at what the cost of it is, when you go online and somebody says, here, 20 2x2 tattoos is, $23, that's $1 a tattoo. Well, I'm going to show you this sheet here. Okay. So this sheet here, we're working on for a fundraiser, right? So that's what it is. It's going to be for cancer. What they want to do is they wanted all the football players to have socks, pink socks for October. But they were trying to figure out how to come up with the funds for it. So I said, well, how about we do this? We will do a fundraiser. We will do it. Your sheets are going to be, we're working on pricing to see what part we can go with it. But I believe their pricing is going to end up at about $13, $14 a sheet, because they have to pick up the socks that they want. But for every one of these that is sold, it's going to buy a player a pair of socks, right? So we have the Youth Football League that is right here. And then we have the varsity, which is here. So that's our varsity. And then all the logos are in pink. So if I peel this off of here, I'm going to try and peel it off without making a huge mess on it. And we'll see how well that does. Because once it's on here, it's on here. And well, if I do it, because when it comes to applying these, yeah, it's not going to let me. It's not going to let me. So I should probably just cut one apart and put it on there, right? But they're able to, there's plenty on here on this sheet. When we look at it, We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of 8 rows, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 40 on here. Now this sheet, if you buy a single sheet, it's $12 plus shipping. Don't buy a single sheet. Buy more. So buy more of something. So you don't get hammered on shipping. We use just a flat rate shipping, $7.99, and then it goes up from there depending on your volume. So buying one is not going to be cost effective. I'll sell you one. I really want you to buy other stuff to make it cost effective. But at 12, at $12, you're getting 40. You're getting 40 of these, right? So let's do some math. Let's do some math on that. $12 divided by 40. That's 30 cents. 30 cents a tattoo. Okay, 30 cents a tattoo. Now, let's say you're going to sell these to the school fundraiser booster club, and you're going to sell them to them for 60 cents, right? And then they're going to sell them for $1 each. Super simple, super easy to do, $1 each. So they make $40 off this. You're going to make $12, right? Is that right? That sounds about right. So you'll make money just selling them this. You can cut it apart. You can do it however you want. But there's so many ways to be able to, like that, to be able to make money with it. Running a separate fundraiser just for this. It's going to be 2 weeks long. This is what we're doing. So that way they have it all in October. Here's the other one that we're going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same one. This one has 40 on it as well. And this is all the school. This is football standard. So it's got our maroon and white logos. And then this one has the varsity logo and the youth logo. And then it has football dad, football mom, football brother, football sister, and then game day. And it's in opposites of school colors, maroon and white and maroon and white. Hopefully that makes sense. Same thing as what this one's going to be. It's pink and white, pink and white. And price is going to be, this one, since it's not fundraiser and it'll be a standalone, probably right in the $12 range is where that one's going to be at. But it's a way for them to generate income, right? They're able to generate income, make some money off it. Kelly, great question. 8 by 11, but you do want to leave, I like to personally leave, about 0.1 around 0.3, 0.25, then back up. 0.33 is what the recommended use is. That's a big border, right? 0.25 to 0.1 works well. As you can see, here's the difference. 0.3, there's a lot of open space all around that. We go to 0.1, and where you've got pretty much full coverage, edge to edge. But it'll be by the sheet. I don't care what you fit on it. I don't care how many you fit on it. If you want to go a bunch of little ones, you want to go big ones, you want to create a half sheet that you're getting 2 things out of, it's up to you. It's per sheet, whatever you upload, that's what we're going to print. If you're going to print and you want white in the design has to have white in it. If something is clear, guess what? It's going to print clear because it doesn't see white. So make sure if you're designing with white, it's going to be on there. One of the things to think about too is, cutting stuff apart. You're going to have to cut these things apart. And if you are using scissors, you do not want little thin areas that you're trying to cut in between, because that just takes up more labor. Now, I have not tried it, and I'm sure we'll add it to the list. And the reason I haven't, once I tell you this, you're going to be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. You can add registration marks, and then you can run it through your cutter, and you could cut these individual. The problem with registration marks is now your area gets smaller. You got to have the registration marks, and so by having that means you're losing space on it. So can you put registration marks and run it through a cutter? Absolutely. You're just going to lose some space on it. So it's completely up to you how you want to do it. One of the other things that we're doing is we're sponsoring an event this weekend for a run. And so one of the other things that we were testing out was when we have these, so we can do class mugs. This most likely is going to be next week, Tuesday with Todd, when we talk about the CPM paper and things that we can do with that. But when we're doing these for them, for sponsorship, and I said, well, you know what? Let's do some other stuff. So we'll do this, and then we'll usually throw in a decal. Usually we'll do decal koozie, and then we might throw something else in there. This time we're doing the mug, the koozie, but I said, why not throw some temporary tattoos in there? So we're taking that same logo, turning it into temporary tattoos. With this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we got 35 on this one. Price comes out very little on it, right? So when you do the math of what it actually costs you, if it's something you can add on to your customers, And if you're already doing stuff for them and you're already showing them, hey, we do this for you, or we do that for you, we're doing your logo stuff. When you're ordering DTF transfers from us, and there's the logo that you're putting on it, maybe it's a team logo, school logo, whatever. Maybe you make up a sheet of transfers, and you're like, hey, I just want one to test and throw it in here, because then you can make samples and put things on there, whether it's your logo, whether it's the business logo, whether it's school stuff. Fill it up with whatever you want. You could get one and fill it up. If you went with 1.5 by 1.5 inch tattoos, you could throw that on there. Here's all the logos and see what you get from it. Last week, when we started testing this, Thursday was Spirit Day. So we sent the kids to school. Of course, one of the first things we did was make tattoos with it. And we've already been asked to make tattoos for the school carnival because they saw it. They saw the logo on it. And they're like, that was really cool. Where did you get it from? And my dad made it. Oh, and so then when Corey went to get Hattie, they asked and said, hey, what's the cost on this? How can we do this? Because we'd like to have something like this at the carnival. So that's what we did. You got to put your stuff out there. If you have kids that are in school, you're already making the shirts for them to take to school for everybody else to see, for parents and teachers and classmates. Same thing with this. You're going to make the stuff for them. When we do the CPM paper next week, we're going to show it's on glass. We're going to show that it is on the coated tumblers. We're going to see what all we can put it on, so you'll actually be able to see how it works and go through the pressing, going through the talk about it. Because, hey, there's tons of stuff that we can do with this. Like this glass tumbler or glass mug. It's just a regular glass mug, right? And that means I can keep a couple dozen of these on hand, but I can change out the logo on it. I can put different stuff on it, so it becomes a universal product for all of my customers. Works out really nice for it. Jerry has a great question. Do all the tattoos have to be the same size on the sheet? They do not. I don't care what you put on the sheet. As long as it's not copyrighted stuff, you can put whatever you want on that sheet. If you want to do a bunch of 1-inch ones and some 2-inch ones and some 3-inch ones, all kinds of different logos, absolutely. Like this, something like that where there's 8 different logos on it, it's just repeating, that's fine. You want 40 different logos on it, that's fine too. All you do is the sheet size is the sheet size. You set up your artwork with that, and you're able to put it on. Now, something else that we've seen with with the temporary tattoos was that people were using it to make tumblers. And Corey had used it a few times, and I said, well, we can do that now. She's like, oh yeah, we can. So we made one, and that's what we made. Here, let me get that out there. So that's what we made. It's a temporary tattoo, and then she will cover it with epoxy. But water slides we're able to do, and then temporary tattoos we're able to do. So we can do both of those. But there is another option for the temporary tattoos, is being able to use on epoxy. Does this need to be sealed? Yes, this will need to be sealed. So yes, that was one of the things that we did on there. One of the other things, as we were talking with other people, like I said, the QR codes we talked about, fundraisers, perfect for that baby shower. So the boy is a girl. The business stuff can be really big, because it's just a value-friendly giveaway. If you're doing smaller logos and you can get 40 of them on there and they're 30 cents each, hey, and the impressions that you can put on there. So there's a lot of different things that you're able to do with it and help your customers out with it. What is the difference between the water slide? This is mostly all ink. That ink is on there. The film is thinner on the water slide. It's almost like you can't, like here, I don't know if I don't know. You can feel it. You can definitely feel that. With the water slide, not so much. Water slide also conforms better to different objects because of it being so thin. So if you want to have it where if anybody remembers model cars, that's what all those decals were water slides. So it made it super simple, super easy to do. It can be a little more finicky to do as well. Now, application, when it comes to application, these are super simple to do. You're going to cut it off. You're going to peel off the backing, right? Is that right on this one? Maybe I can get it. Maybe, yep. Because you're going to peel off this backing. You know what? I don't know if anybody is home, and I thought I use my water. I thought I had a water. We're gonna show you. You know what? We're gonna show you. We are gonna show you, folks. On I got one here. Yeah, I'm gonna grab some water. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab some water, and we're gonna show you how easy it is to apply. Just a second. Okay. I need scissors too. I need scissors. I got water. Now we're gonna do them. Let me show you how simple these are to do. I'm gonna cut this one off, and we're gonna show you how simple these are to apply. Lifespan of them 3 to 5 days, depending on how hard you wash it. We'll come off with lemon oil, coconut oil. What's the other one there? Baby oil? I think that's the other oil that it comes off pretty quick with. But when you get them, you're going to peel off the clear backing. So there's that. The other thing is and I'm going to show you, you're going to want to cut as close as you can because you've got the sticky stuff that will end up on you. So here's how we apply. Super simple, super easy. I'm going to, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to apply here so that way you can see it. So apply, and that's a sticky, so it's going to hold on there. Now, I'm going to dip this in some water. Super simple. And we're just going to dab it on there, right? Like, it's just like any other tattoo. Any other of the temporary tattoos you've ever used in your life that you ever got out of a vending machine, you've put in there. Good times were had by all, and it'll start to slide off, and ta-da. There it is. And you can see why you want to cut it closer, because you'll get that clear film around it. You can see right there where it's glistening that. But you can usually come in here and rub that off, as you see. I'm trying to get it there. But you now see how simple and easy, I guess I need to go that way, how simple and easy it is to apply that. Now you can see, if I can aim it. What am I doing? There. But it's on there. You saw how simple and easy it is. It just applies with water. Nothing crazy, nothing ridiculous. And that's it. It just holds on there. 3 to 5 days. Great times with it. Applies like that. Let me move that so I don't get more crap in it. But so those singly, you're gonna do great with that. That's super simple, super easy. Do your logo on it. You have a giveaway that you're doing. Put your stuff on it. You can do it. I don't see any reason why, if you currently already have, especially a spiritware market that you're serving, why you can't do it with this. Let's see. What other questions do we have in here for ordering? What is the difference? Oh, water slides will have its own category for ordering. When we do it on here, you're going to have separate channels. There's going to be white toner transfers, and for that, you're going to have water slides will have its own category. Currently, water slides does have its own category right now, but temporary tattoos has its own category. The CPM, when we go to the hard surface transfer paper, the white toner transfer, that will have its own category. So they will all have their own category there for ordering. Jose, good afternoon. Thank you for showing up. But here's how this really works. So we made the shirts, right? We made the shirts for the event. Now we're making the mugs, tumblers, any hard good drinkware. We're making that for the event. Oh, you want temporary tattoos for the event? Yep, we got you there. So you can create a complete package for them, whether it's 1 thing, 2 things, 3 things, 4 things, as many things as you want. You can create a package, a bundle, whatever you want to call it, so it continue upsell. Why? You've already sold them on this, right? I've already sold them putting their logo on this. Hey, so why not throw a shirt in there? Why not throw a temporary tattoo in there? What else can I throw in there to be able to upsell? At the end of the day, it's easier to keep the customers you currently have happy and offer them sales than it is to go out and find new ones. So if you're already doing stuff with spiritware teams, why not look at it? Why not see what else you can get? How else that you can serve them, so that way they are able to continuously, buy stuff from you. Now, where do you find this? Here, you want to put this back in the bathroom for me? Where do you find this on our website? Well, I'm going to drop the link for you on that, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you some stuff on it. I'm going to throw that in here, so that way, yes, Dirk is thirsty. You heard Dirk. Dirk's the printer and thirsty. Makes noise when it's thirsty. Forsta. So forced a hike. Forced a hike. That's what that says. Yeah, like that. But it's one of those endurance race things where they race like time, like miles, like days or whatever. But there is the link for it. Instructions for applications come with them, or we'll have a generic one for you. Now, what I suggest is create your own. Here's the generic information for it, but I would do a branded one, so that way it has your logo on it. Here's the instructions for it, so that way you're able to have it. You're able to put it on there. Here, for reordering information, here's this. I would create my own. We're going to have a basic one for us. Like anytime we do anything with shirts, especially on the fundraiser side, we include, something that has all the wash instructions on it, but it has our logo on it. We also include something for future fundraising efforts, because sometimes that's how that works. So you throw an extra thing here in the bag. Hey, did you know we do fundraisers? We can help raise money for your group's event. Somebody sees that, gets it, and like, hey, we got this, and that's how it goes. You already have the customer. They already see the quality of work. They're happy to work with you because you were able to give back to them. So include that. Hey, new product like this. Now that we're good with this, you've seen it. The Tuesday with Todd. Hey, temporary tattoos now available. We're putting that out there. You're going to see more of that throughout the email, so that way people can see where it is. As far as pricing, I said, if you go to our website, it is under temporary tattoos. That is in the description now. If you head and you take a look at it, so single sheets start at $12. All right? Yeah, $12, man. Set up one sheet. It still takes time. It still takes time to do. So a single one is $12. Now, discounts start as low as 3. When you get to 3, it drops to $8. Then 6, it drops to $7.50. At 12, $7.25. At 25, it drops to 7. At 50, it drops to $6.50. And at 100, it drops to 6. So let's do some quick math on this, shall we? We can get 40 of them on a sheet of the 1.5 by 1.5, and we are going to order 25 sheets, right? So 25 sheets times $7 each. 25 sheets times $7 each is $175. But 25 times 40 per sheet is 1,000. Is that right? 20 times 40 is 1,000. So if I take 175 and I divide that by 1,000, because there's 1,000 decals, and there's 1,000 temporary tattoos, and we paid $175 for it, that brings the cost down to 0.175 per temporary tattoo. So you can see where there is great money to be made at that. Because let's say you tell them, hey, it's $12 at this. You're gonna buy that. Okay, $5 a sheet. And you've got 25 sheets, so you made $125. Not too shabby, right? Not too shabby for just pressing the button and doing it and adding it on there for another thing to add on. And that's the real key to this. Let's see. Can you write over them? Let's find out. I'm going to try and do this. I got to put the pen on here. Oh, shit. I'm trying to do it backwards. There. Like that. I wrote over it. So, yes, I think you could write it. You could write over it because it is right on that. So, yes, I probably shouldn't have did that because I wanted to take a picture of that beforehand. But whatever. I'll just do another one, right? So, yes, can you write on it? Absolutely. That's what we're finding out. And that's a great thing right there. So, if you want to add a phone number. So, here's what I would do in that spot is I don't know how well it will go. Yeah. Because you want to design it there. If you had a block opening, so you could like a white one and you could write it on there, but you definitely could, that would totally make sense. Yeah. because I just wrote right over it. So yeah. But on something like that, here, put on my kid. If found, I guess I said if found, but yeah, I guess you'd say that for a kid, right? If kid's lost, if lost, that makes more sense. If lost, please call. If found, please call. So yes, could you write on it? That's good. Any other? That's a great question. I didn't even think about that. What about you? Who else has any questions, comments, concerns? What are your thoughts on temporary tattoos and what you can do with them? You're going to see us do a lot more with, like I said, with the stuff that we do on the white toner. We're going to see more of when we do temporary tattoo or the temporary tattoos. Next week, we're going to talk about on hard goods and how you can buy the transfers, apply this with the mug press. There's a lot of opportunity out there for you to make more money with just transfers with the equipment that you currently have. On my side, hey, what else can we do for them? What else can we do for you guys? We looked at it as these are offerings that we are currently using in our business. So if we're able to bring something in that benefits our business currently, and then we can offer it to you to help you out, hey, it saves you an investment, right? You don't have to spend $8,000 on a printer. You just call us. We print for you. And when you start selling enough and you realize, hey, I want to make more off this, I'm just going to order my new printer. Great. We'll help you decide which one to go with because maybe something new will be out by that time. But we have helped so many people out over the years that have used us for DTF, that have used us for wide format printing, so signs, banners, decals, and now with white toner, where they got to a point where they're like, hey, I know you're probably not going to hear this, but I'm ready to buy an equipment of my own. We're like, we know. We knew this day was coming. This is what we set up for. Here's the machine that we use. If you're looking for something new, if you're looking for something smaller, you're looking for something bigger, we have no problem helping you through that process. Why? Because I think if I had to put a percentage on it, it'd be the high 90% of people that we've printed for, that they have went out and purchased their own equipment, that they've come back to get other stuff from us. One, they didn't want to print it. They didn't have the time to print it. The machine had issues. Something was wrong. They were out of town, and so they're like, hey, can you help us out? Absolutely. We create that network of printers. And then on the other side, when there's stuff where we're too overwhelmed for it, we're like, hey, I have a customer that's in this area. Can you blind ship for us? Like, absolutely. You help me out. I can help you out. So we created those partnerships over the years. And that's what we love to do is we love helping see other people, use them from there. It's great with that. I can see clubs using them. Absolutely. If you do anything with any kind of club, all of them have events. You could create a temporary tattoo sheet for their event, cut them apart. Here you go. You ordered 100 of them. They're $100 each, or $100 each. They're $1 each, 50 cents each, whatever. Boom, you're set, ready to go. It makes perfect sense to people to add into things like that. So they said temporary tattoos. They are now available on the website. We're going to show more of just different things that we can do with it. When we look for more of the standalone videos, when we do stuff like this, so 6-10 minute video showing us how to apply things. That's the other thing too, is if you want to get more views on your stuff, make the video on how to apply this. That's what we're going to do. We're going to show more of that. So when people say, hey, how do I do it? Yep, here, click, watch this video. And then you can do the same thing. Here, click, watch this video. Here's how to apply a decal. Here's how to apply a temporary tattoo. Here's how to apply a temporary tattoo to a tumbler. Here's how to apply one to your face. Here's how to apply it to your ass. I don't care where you put it to once you get it. But that's the thing, is what can you do with it? I actually seen somebody the other day that did it on oranges. They put it on there, so they were branding them that way. And I thought it was a clever idea. So the possibilities are endless on what you can do with it. And I think at the end of the day, it really comes down to what you want to do and how you want to do it, right? Not horrible, right? I think it's there. So remember, we do this every Tuesday with Todd. We do this at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Next Tuesday, we're going to talk about these guys. We're going to show a couple different ones and how to do it, what we can do with it. Corey's staring at me for something.
Oh, no,
and what? She's waiting for me to finish up because she's going to hit me or something. But we're going to have more of that. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we have morning mindsets. We'll be back here tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. to get set your day off right. Thursday, we have our DTF bundle drop at 2, which is soccer. But you guys are going to tell us what the next one's going to be. It's going to be Cheer Christmas, Cheer Christmas, Cheer Christmas. I have to put up a poll so you can tell us on that. Until next time, you guys have a great night. Peace, love, press on. We will see you next time.